Alright, so round one. After I stopped recording and just before I submitted, I would like to play first, I swapped out a forest for one more island, so that I have 7 plains, 6 forests, and 4 islands, because 3 didn't seem like enough to cast the spells that I need. I'm not sure. Maybe that was wrong. This is an unexciting hand, but keepable. I've got all my mana. I've got a 2-drop. I've got reach for the game, so I will keep this. Oh, red zone. I like you. Ooh. Hopefully our opponent... Oh, man. I really didn't need another land. Hopefully our opponent isn't that awesome Rakdos deck we saw going around. Come on, blue. Let's see you draft Is It. Yeah! Alright, Electromancer. I can get behind that. Ooh, Common Bond is fun. Really tempting just to go all in on this Keening apparition, but I think I'll just offer the trade, and I don't know. Maybe, do I feel like making it a 4/4? I think if he blocks, I do. Yeah, why not? Nothing else going on. Now I have this giant 4/4. Next turn I get to play Growing Ranks for no value. And he's got a 4/4 that hopefully he's not going to void wield. Though it seemed like I was the only one picking up those guys, so, you know. Alright, Sewer Shambler doesn't scare me at all because I have no swamps. Oh, that, very nice. Very, very nice. Now I'll be playing that guy this turn instead. Alright, I'm pretty happy with my Common Bond then. Pretend I have Dispel. Pass the turn. What's my opponent going to do here? Because he certainly won't be swamp walking me, and I have my Sunspire Griffin to block. Opponent is thinking. This guy's just really good. He's 2/3 is relevant, and flying is just awesome. And for 3 no less. I mean, sure, double white, but hey. Okay, he's got his 4th land there. Roustabout, alright. Unleashed? Leashed? Nope. Left it back as a blocker with regen up, so he'll be chumping my Keening apparition all day long. But I think that's fine to force him to use that mana. I'll get a Seller of Songbirds down this turn, and then next turn I'll get Growing Ranks, and I'll just start making birds. Wow, that's interesting. Oh, Dynacharge. I have no way to stop that. Alright, so those guys trade. So I'm assuming he'll be scavenging the Shambler onto the Roustabout next turn. That was a good fake out. I was like, oh, he'll just be doing this. Oh, that's fine. I will have infinite birds soon. I'm briefly going to be incredibly rude and take a bite of my sandwich. I discovered where the mute button was on this, so you didn't have to hear me chew. And it looks like he's the guy who picked up all those Sewer Shamblers we saw going around. Well, land again. Okay, well I'm fine with that. This looks like I'm going to be getting him in the air this game. I'm playing this pre-combat because it doesn't affect combat. And then I can just F6. So, yep, there he goes. Shambles onto the roustabout. I assume the roustabout. He's not going to shamble onto the other shambler. That would be a poor choice. Shambling onto the one he can regenerate seems like the best bet. Yeah. And now, of course, it can't block. Hilarious combos. It could be a 4-4 if he'd done it the other way. Why did he leave that back? Maybe he doesn't realize that it can't block now. Oh well, maybe I'll attack with my Cellar of Songbirds. Ooh, Sky Knight's fun. Well, it looks like I'm going to get him in the air then. Yeah, you know what? Why not? I'll attack with the Cellar as well. Let's see if he now realizes about the Roustabout's inability to block. Yeah. And I feel pretty safe doing that because I can detain his big guy, even though I'm not super worried about taking 3 damage from him. And he scooped. Alright, what did we see out of him? I kind of wish I'd grabbed a Dispel, because Dynacharge is going to be annoying. Mizium Skin doesn't help. Tower Drake doesn't help. I feel pretty good with my Fogulate and my Rootborn defenses in here. I've got these guys to block. I've got the Indrik to block. One of these Armory Guards is tempting, but I think I'm just going to run it back the same as before and hope I draw a better balance of spells to land. He chooses to play first. And I mean, I will keep again. This isn't as quick, but I get a turn 3 down, and once again I've got all my lands, so it seems silly not to keep. That is a cool looking island. And there's more land. I would like to draw one of my many 2-drops next turn. I guess actually playing Plains would have been the safer bet. Alright, so we're definitely going to be facing down the Rakdos. Oh well, there we go. Keening Apparition. I feel like I'll just take that trade, because in this particular instance with the Beastmaster and the Knightly Valor, I want the game to go longer, and I can't afford to just take 3 from this Chainwalker every turn, so I'm fine with that. Assuming he can't interrupt that at all. Wow, okay. Considering I don't take the damage there, I can still prevent the damage. I don't kill him, but I'm much happier trading the Keening Apparition for a Street Spasm and his whole turn than for a Gorehouse Chainwalker, so I am just fine with that. I think in this case I'm going to get the Cellar down there. And then I can start on the Populate train. And I'll get the Beastmaster down there in good time. So yeah, I'll take 3 here. I could double block, and then he only gets to kill one of the guys. Or no, he gets to kill both of them, so I'm not going to double block. I'm okay to take 3 at this point. Okay, Fairy Imposter comes down, then he replays the Chainwalker, presumably unleashed again. Alright, so he's got air blockers, which is fine. Ooh, Common Bond will be fun. I Common Bond or I Beastmaster. I feel like being aggressive again. Although Common Bond on the Beastmaster is a better play, so I think I'll just hold this turn. And I'll take my lumps next turn. I gotta remember to Common Bond pre-combat. Beastmaster will be a 3/3, and then everyone else will get +3/+3. So that'll be a nice turn. Be leaving myself open to a crackback, but that's okay. I don't think he has any attacks here apart from that guy, who can't block anyway, so that's fine. I'm curious what his follow-up play is going to be. Also, next turn I can Common Bond and Druid and have Druid's Deliverance up if I draw a Forest. This is a little awkward, which I didn't. So do I want a Common Bond or do I want a Knightly Valor? I feel like I can just Knightly Valor here. Hopefully he can't... he doesn't have Skyline Predator mana. He's only got 1 red, so he can't Annihilating Fire. He could Electrickery, though. Electrickery in response would be a bit of a blowout. But I think I'm going to go for it and run out the Knightly Valor. So, yes, excellent. And what's better is the Beastmaster has Vigilance, so that's nice. So now I will happily attack with all my guys. Oh, what's he doing here? Bluster Squall? Is this a Bluster Squall? Oh, well that's smart. Alright, so he launches at the Beastmaster, which is fair, but I guess I get in for 2 here. Either that or I leave the Cellar back and then he can only kill 1 of them. No, I'm not going to do that because I would rather start populating Knights, I think. And next turn I can Common Bond and populate and all that fun stuff. So I'm going to take another 3 off the Chainwalker, and that's okay. It's a reasonable launch party. Seemed like a smart move. No attack. That's interesting, because that guy can't block. So, ooh, Call of the Conclave is a much better populate target. I can't do it this turn, though. I can only do 1 of these this turn. Where's the rest of my green? So, what do I do this turn? So maybe now he has the Skyline Predator, in which case... Well, I feel pretty safe attacking with both of these folks, and the Cellar, that's fine. And if it is the Skyline Predator, which apparently it isn't because we've just moved priority, I think I'd rather get the Centaur out there than Common Bond this turn. So let's get him down. So if he's building up to some sort of Wrath effect, that would be bad. Oh, no, he's going to Thought Flare. Alright. So, Thought Flare is pretty good for him. He gets to draw 4 and discard 2. Be interested to see what he discards. An island. Well, he certainly doesn't need land. And a swamp. Well, that's not great. So he's got 3 cards in hand, presumably all of it gas, or possibly 1 of it basic land. Still no attacks, and just snap passes the turn. Oh, well, this will be fun, because now I can Druid's Deliverance and Hussar Patrol, so that'll be nice. That only prevents combat damage to me. Well, I don't think there's any reason to hold back here, unless he's got... So is this the Bluster Squall? I feel like that's what this is. Yeah, okay. That's fine. I'll probably just Hussar Patrol here, and depending on what his follow-up play is, I might just Druid's Deliverance EOT just for the populate. You weren't expecting that guy, were you? Okay, another Shambler. That's fine. So what am I going to be cracking in for here? Yeah, I feel like I'm just going to do this now, just to get another Centaur down. And that was enough to do it. Well, okay, that deck worked out pretty darn well. We will see you in round 2.